Hi, everybody. So it's 2018, it's early January, and so many of you have made resolutions to get healthy and lose weight. And a lot of that stems from our body image and our self esteem, and thinking that we need to change the way that we look so that we can change the way that we feel. It doesn't always work like that. One thing I want to tell you about resolutions is that they end up being empty promises if all you do is declare that you're going to make those resolutions, maybe talk about it a little bit with the people around you, but then do nothing about them. So, come a few days after New Year's, which is what we're at right now, most people have already forgotten about their resolutions and haven't taken any action whatsoever. They still feel the same, they still think the same, they're still doing the same things. What I suggest is throwing the resolutions completely out the window. Don't make empty promises to yourself. You're worth more than that. Make goals. Goals that you can actually set realistically that give you something to not just work towards, because sometimes work is a dirty word, but something to take action to move towards, something to get excited about. Knowing that every day, if you're doing one new thing or practicing doing that same thing that you were doing the day before, that you are gradually, consistently, consciously moving towards that very goal that you want. Now, to support yourself to make this goal a reality, you can't just declare the goal. You have to be specific. So, if you want to get up early 5 days a week and go for a walk for an hour by April 30th, fantastic. That's 4 months away. You can absolutely do that. That is actionable, it is doable, it is realistic. So, what are you going to start doing today? Now, you can't expect what is unfamiliar for your mind and your body to suddenly get up at 5 o'clock every morning and go for an hour walk 5 days a week to be okay with that, because your mind and body are going to feel like, no, that is not familiar. I don't want to get up out of bed. It's nice and cozy here, and you can just go off. So you have to work with your mind and body and with your brain. Your brain works in patterns, and those patterns are usually conditioned over a period of time. So if you want to change a habit of behavior, you've first got to change the habit of thinking behind the behavior. So you've got to start with your thoughts and what you say to yourself about why you want this goal. You can't be afraid of achieving something when you really, really want it. You're more excited about it. So the way to do this is to really be clear on why do you want to get up 5 days a week at 5 o'clock and go for an hour walk? What will you get out of it? What will it mean to you? How will it make you feel? Now, feelings are generally the precursor to action, meaning that if you feel like you want to get up and go for that walk early in the morning, you will. If you don't feel like you want to get up and go for a walk early in the morning, you won't. And because it's an unfamiliar action to get up early, if you're currently sleeping till 7 and you expect yourself to get up at 6 or 5 or whenever, then because it's an unfamiliar action, it's not going to be something that you're going to feel like doing straight off the get go. So you can't be unrealistic, and you can't be expecting this high expectation, this high pressure that you're going to put on yourself to be able to get up early and go for that walk immediately when you set that goal. So because you've got 4 months, April 30th, to be able to achieve that goal, you can start small. And when you start small, you start to take conscious, deliberate action every day. Just one small thing. It doesn't have to be a great big mammoth action, because the small steps that you take every day build upon each other. And through that repetition, you are forming new neural patterns in your brain. And your brain is starting to become familiar and accustomed to taking this new thought about, I'm excited to get up early. I'm excited to move my body. And I'm doing it in a way that feels comfortable without the pressure or the expectation that I have to get up and do it every morning. If you set yourself a realistic goal from today that for the next 7 days, you're going to get up 3 mornings at 6 o'clock and go for a 15 to 20-minute walk, then that's going to take the pressure off, because your mind is like, well, I can do that. There's 7 days. I only have to get up at 6 o'clock on 3 of those days and go for a 15 or 20-minute walk. Chances are when you're out there walking, you might want to walk just a little bit further because you'll feel so good. Remember, feelings are the precursor, the indicators of what you are likely to choose to do. So when you are out there walking and you're feeling fantastic, you're gradually training your brain and your body physically with the new energy, vibrancy, and vitality that you're creating. You're gradually training your brain and your mind to enjoy this new process because it feels good. And the more it feels good, the more it feels attainable and doable, the more you are likely to look forward to, get excited by, and want to get up early. And you may even decide that you want to get up earlier for a fourth or a fifth day that first week. Maybe you won't, and that's okay. The point is, you are taking action. If you're setting small goals 3 times a week for the first week, getting up early, going for a 15-20 minute walk, if I do more, it's a bonus, then you are taking action to make this new thought and feeling and behavior a familiar action for your brain. You're creating the neural pathways, you're creating new positive feelings to attach to this new way of thinking, feeling, and doing, and you're giving yourself actionable steps that you are able to achieve. From there, you slowly build it up. You can build up the walking time, you can build up the days that you get up earlier, or you can just simply keep it like that for the second week to give yourself more chance to make that new thought, feeling, and behavior familiar. Otherwise, if you try and force so much pressure on yourself to reach your goals like that, it's not going to happen. You've got to work with your mind and body. You've got to work with your brain and how it functions. And when you do that, you're able to then make small steps towards that goal, because eventually you're going to get there and you're going to feel so proud of yourself and so wonderful, so vibrantly energetic, so alive, so focused, less stressed, because you've taken the time to make that pattern of thinking and behaving familiar. The more familiar you make it, the more you'll want to do it, because it will just become a part of you and a way of your life. Always write down your goals. Be very specific about what you want and ask yourself, why is it important? Make the goal meaningful. What are you going to get out of it? How are you going to feel when you get there? And the last piece of this, which is super, super helpful for your brain, is to visualize yourself having and achieving that very goal. Visualize yourself in that situation, feeling the way that you expect to feel when you get there. And then you raise the energy, you raise the vibration, and you experience physically, energetically, the feelings, the positive, elevated feelings of how it is that you want to and expect to feel when you reach that goal. Therefore, you are then changing the reality of your body physically to meet you in this expectation that you're setting for yourself, in how wonderful it will feel to have that goal. And that's another way of bringing it towards you, closer to you, by using your own imagination. Take care, everybody. Have a wonderful January.